Hello, and you're listening to WITZ, the WITZ, the one place for all things music, art, and entertainment right here in Douglas County, Oregon. I'm your host, Mr. Colin Hurwitz, and thank you so much for joining us today. We have a lot of great sponsors, and we want to say thank you to all of our sponsors, and this episode is brought to you by 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill. Don't forget Edward Jones for your investment needs, and don't forget New Visions Eye Care for your spectacle needs, and of course, WITZ Emmett for your financial needs. Some of the greatest businesses in Southern Oregon, you betcha. And of course, don't forget the Gene Bechtel School for Music, Spider King Studios, and the Douglas County Music Association. Let me tell you a little bit about where your money goes when you sponsor and donate and become a part of our membership tier. $300 makes you a bronze tier member, and that money helps to support students who need instruments and studio space. $500 makes you a part of the silver tier, and that helps us make sure that we have scholarships and sponsorships available for young performers and older ones too. And then of course, $1,000, that makes you a gold tier sponsor. And of course, if you're a gold tier sponsor, we'll find things to put in your pockets, I promise. But you are really making sure that all of our music programs in Douglas County are receiving the help that they need. So please consider donating and signing up today to be a member. If you're ready to donate now, you can write a check to the DCMA and you can send it to 1622 Northeast Vine Street. That's in Roseburg, Oregon at 97470. Or you can go to our Venmo at Oregon DCMA. And don't forget, you don't have to be a part of the membership tier if you don't want to. You can give $1, $2, $10. You can even give a penny. Anything helps. And the thing is, if you want to make sure that money gets directly to us, you can come to the Gene Bechtel School and say, I have some cash for the DCMA. When we have events, you can bring cash or a check. Like our piano concert in June of this year, a lot of families brought their checkbooks and wrote checks for like $20 or even just gave us $20 to $50 cash. So anything that you want to donate will help what we're trying to do. So don't feel intimidated by those big numbers unless you want to, but we love anybody who wants to donate and help us with our cause. So thanks. And now for some old news.
Well, you could probably hear it in my voice, and I'm very sorry for the audience, but I've been sick for a few days. Here's the very long and boring story. I started to get sick on Thursday. I couldn't find a sub, so I taught on Friday. I almost didn't make it. Saturday, I tried to rest. Sunday, I tried to rest. I actually wore a mask on Friday because I didn't want to spread whatever I had, but it persisted. So on Monday, I tried to teach, and I lost my voice. Tuesday, my voice was shot all day, so I sound even worse than this. And then today, I was just trying to save my voice so I could do the broadcast. I usually do the broadcasts first thing in the morning, but my voice was still too shot this morning, and so I actually waited until the evening. And as you can see, I have a new studio space. Well, I was kind of out there, and I didn't like how close I was to the camera. So I moved, and I hope you enjoy the change. And again, love that sick voice. Isn't that fantastic? I actually made a mistake on our last show, and I have to do a redaction. So please forgive me for the inconvenience. But Dr. Wheeler wanted me to say this to you guys. While we hope to offer college degrees in the future, we have plans. Well, we're going to do that pretty soon, actually. It's going to, not by soon, I mean hopefully within the year or two, but it takes time to get state accreditation. So we are working on that. Unfortunately, as of now, we don't offer degree programs, which is what I said 2 weeks ago, and I do apologize. What Trinity offers is you can take an exam to receive a diploma that is somewhat similar, if not relatively equal to a degree. They're not exactly the same, but a diploma and a degree carry similar weight. If you're applying for a job and you want to show credentials, having a diploma in music from a legitimate university like Trinity is really, really good. So if a 4-year university is not your thing and you want to do an online school, now the Gene Bechtel School can offer diplomas, not degrees. I just wanted to make sure I made that clear. So Dr. Wheeler, thanks for helping me out with that. I appreciate it. Now, because my voice is so poor, I'm going to try to keep my comments brief today, but let's get right into some old news. So this is the singer-songwriter Bruce Knowlton. And so Coho Pizza is a new pizza place that is open in Glide. And you're like, Glide, where's that? It's that way. Wherever you are, go that way. Just kidding. You probably want to check a map. But basically, Coho Pizza has been looking for musicians to sing and play at their venue. And if you don't know anything about Coho, just check out Google Maps and search Coho Pizza and see where it is. Every time there's a musician there, the entire restaurant gets full. It's pretty amazing. So if you want to be a musician who plays on the Coho stage, it would be a good idea if you search Coho Pizza and call their venue and see if they can get you on stage again. This guy, Bruce Knowlton, I haven't met him yet, but seems like a nice guy, a good musician from what I've heard, was played at Coho Pizza, and that was on a Wednesday, actually. That was Wednesday, October the 18th, which was yesterday. So as I'm recording this, it's probably happening right now. I should go. I'm doing a show. We'll do it later. My other old news is actually looking right here. I see that this is all current events. So actually, all of our old news it's pretty brief. Now, as far as all the shows that are happening in town, I notice it's starting to get cold, and so I'm seeing less and less shows. If you want me to talk about your show, or if you want me to make a reference to the show that you're performing, please let me know. Message me on Facebook or whatever works. But our old news is pretty short today, but thanks for tuning in, checking that out.
And now it's time for some reviews.
Again, I've been sick. Not interesting. I don't think anybody cares that much. But the truth is, I haven't been to a lot of shows. I've been very busy teaching and doing the show and trying to get guests to come on our program, which we actually have been pretty successful at getting people to come on. So if you want to come on our show, you should let me know. Send me a message on Facebook. Email me at oregondcma@gmail.com. But check this out. What we have for your review today is my friend Christy. She was able to put on this massive block party in downtown Roseburg. It was called the Blocktoberfest. Now, I know that was almost 2 weekends ago, but our awesome director of photography and video, Jake Tranter, was able to spend some time there on Saturday, and he got some footage. So without any further ado, check out the Blocktoberfest. I think you'll love it. And I can't wait till next year. It's going to be fantastic.
Hey, check this out.
Well, we got a lot to get through, and my voice is terrible, so I'm just going to tear right through this as fast as possible. From the top, the DCMA was actually able to award one of our very first scholarships for a homeschool choir. For those of you who don't know, the Gene Bechtel School for Music has created a homeschool choir for, you'll never guess, homeschool kids who would love to sing. And we were actually able to provide our first scholarship for a young student named Joanna. She is a fourth grader, and she wanted to sing, but was not able to afford the admission price. And the mom, Mary, she submitted an application. She submitted a scholarship request and wrote a nice full paragraph saying, my daughter loves to sing and wants to do choir. And I said, yes, we're going to definitely approve that. I called her on the phone and I said, yeah, we're going to provide that scholarship for at least the first 3 months. So that's fantastic. The DCMA is already being able to provide scholarships for students in need, a young student who wants to sing. Now, I'm really proud of this moment because it's one of our first scholarships, and there are many more to come. We can't do scholarships if you don't donate. If you're ready to donate now, you can go to our Venmo at Oregon DCMA, or you can also send a check to the Gene Bechtel School at 1622 Northeast Vine Street. Without your help, we cannot provide scholarships to these students, so please consider donating today. Here's something really cool. You'll really be into this. One of our teachers at the Gene Bechtel School, her name is Alicia Dunning to some of you, and she has an exciting announcement. We had a cool meeting the other day, and this is what she had to say. The first interstate, so it says band here, but I don't think that's what it's actually bank. My bad. I actually made a typo. I'll fix that right now. So the first interstate bank, the DCMA, that's me, and the Gene Bechtel School are all partnering up to do something really cool. We have a collaboration coming up where we are going to provide voice and guitar lessons to students at Horizon's foster ed program. So this is going to be a really cool thing where we have teachers from the Gene Bechtel School go to this. It's basically like a school for kids who need a little extra help, which is a fantastic thing. Sometimes school is too much. I totally get that. So we are honored, and it's quite a privilege to have First Interstate Bank, not band, bank, help out with this, and they're going to make a decent donation to the DCMA so we could provide support to these guys. So Alicia Dunning came up to me last week about this. We had our meeting, and I'm very excited to get this moving forward. Kids need music. All kids need music. So really, really appreciate Alicia for getting that done. Thanks. Here's a couple of things that are coming up very quickly. Today's Thursday when you're watching this. Check this out. So the RHS band, the marching band, of course, who took third place, by the way, at this cool thing in Sprague, and then they had another thing somewhere else. I think it was in Grants Pass. But the Platinum Arrow, and if you don't know what that is, that's basically where the band puts on a free show and there's no football. I know some of you nuts out there love football and you want to watch the football games, but some of us dorks, we just want to hear the band. So if you want to check out the band, their final marching performance, that's this upcoming Monday, the 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Roseburg Football Field. I believe it's free of charge. I'm pretty sure. Also, this is really cool. We have had this thing called the Honor Choir. Now, what is that? Basically, all of the elementary schools have selected some of their best singers, and all of those singers meet at the high school and have been rehearsing day after day after day. This is day 3. We got day 4 and 5 tomorrow. And then, of course, our dress rehearsal is next Monday, and then Tuesday is the actual concert. So I'll repeat that for you. The Honor Choir concert, and you don't want to miss this. I am looking at 4th and 5th graders that are singing so incredibly. I'm actually inspired, and I'm loving working with the choir directors, and hopefully we'll get to talk to them on the program. And if they can't, that's totally fine. They got stuff going on. I got stuff going on. We'll try to make it work, but we'd love to get an interview with those choir directors. The show is next Tuesday, October the 24th, also at 7 p.m., but this show's at UCC. So Monday, come see the marching band. Tuesday, come see the Honor Choir. And it's not just the elementary schools, it's the middle schools and the high school too, and a big collaboration with everybody. You won't want to miss this exciting choir opportunity. Outstanding. And now, while I still have you, I'm going to go ahead and review some current events. I accidentally clicked on a tab during old news and almost spoke about something that was not old news, which is a violation of policy. Talk about current events. Well, they're current. And talk about old stuff in the old stuff section. So, of course, UTFA, one of my favorite groups, the Old Time Fiddlers Association, they've got a potluck and jam at the Azalea Grange Hall. That's this Saturday, the 21st October, of course, from 3 to 6 p.m. So it's only a 3-hour gap. That's the Old Time Fiddlers. That'll be at the Azalea Grange Hall. And if you don't know where that is, Google it. Google Maps is a cool thing. But from what I can see here, it's all the way in Azalea, Oregon. So that's, I don't know, might be quite a drive. So look that up, and I hope you get to go do that. Up next, this is something really cool that I saw. This coming Sunday, this week Sunday, October the 22nd, Cover Culture will once again play at the Joseph J. Winery. Now, if you know Cover Culture, tell them about us. We'd love to have them on the program. They seem like talented musicians. That Joseph J. Winery this Sunday the 22nd will be from 3 to 5 p.m., weather permitting. They'll be on the patio. This place makes great pizza. Wine slushies are the best around. Don't know what a wine slushie is, but you should go find out and let me know. And the music will be alternative pop punk rock from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So basically 40 years of music condensed into 3 hours. I'm into that. That's really, really cool. Now, Jason Hill, my good friend and colleague and, somebody I've learned from for many, many years, he's playing a lot of shows too. And check this out, on October the 25th, this is a Wednesday. So if you're not like a weekend guy or lady, you can actually check out shows during the week too. So Wednesday, the 25th, Jason Hill and Deborah Kay are going to be playing at Too Shy. And these guys play jazz, folk, pop. These guys play a lot of cool stuff. So go to Too Shy next Wednesday. Looks like they're playing from 6 to 8. Too Shy's got good drinks. And if you don't drink water. They got good water. Maybe they got a good sarsaparilla. I would just ask. So yeah, you want to check out Jason Hill and Deborah Kay. October the 25th, that's a Wednesday. Our final event coming up is next Thursday. Now, you're probably wondering, we're talking about so many events? Well, we only do the show every 2 weeks now. So I'm going to report on as many things that I see that are coming up, including what I just talked about earlier. Our final current event is actually next Thursday, October the 26th, the Sunny Sky Boys are playing at the Sutherland Farmers Market Harvest Festival. That's a lot to say. Looks like here that Joe Ross has created this event. He may not actually be in charge of the event. I don't actually know. But Thursday, October the 26th. Now, this is kind of an all-day event. So from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Sunny Sky Boys are going to be playing at the Sutherland Farmers Market Harvest Festival. Now, if you don't know where that is, I'm trying to look here on the map. It looks like it's in Sutherland, Oregon at 330 Dakota, spelled Dakota Street in Sutherland, Oregon. So if you like the Sunny Sky Boys, which I'd love to have them on the show too. Come on, guys. Come on the program. Let's keep playing on. So the Sunny Sky Boys at the Sutherland Farmers Market Harvest Festival, that's next Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you go, will you please let us know how it goes? We'd love to hear about it. And that's all for current events. Thanks.
And now our feature presentation. It is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome to the program Peyton Burnett. Peyton, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here.
Hi, it's good to be here.
Now, I am a big fan of bringing artists and musicians on the show. And Peyton, you've been in music for how long now?
Pretty much since birth.
How old are you right now?
I'm 22 years old.
Oh, so okay. Now, I believe you recently graduated from high school, correct?
About 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
5 years ago.
Now, did you play in band in high school, or?
I did. I was in the marching band my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I was in choir. Actually, I was in choir all 4 years. But
oh, cool.
Definitely switched to band my senior year. Got a glockenspiel, played it on the street corner, took lessons in college, and now I'm just kind of doing my own thing.
Wait, you played the glockenspiel on street corners?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
This was in the peak of COVID.
Oh.
When I had nothing else to do and college was all online, and I was like, I'm bored out of my mind. So I got a glockenspiel on Amazon and I brought it down to downtown Roseburg and I just played for hours.
How many songs do you know on glockenspiel?
Too many.
Are they all memorized?
Mostly.
Really?
Mostly memorized. There's some that I have to sometimes look at the sheet music for, but for the most part, they're all memorized.
Now, the audience watched the performance that you gave, and I noticed that you were using the mallet with your mouth to play the glockenspiel. Now, why is that? I'm curious. Are you just trying to show off, or?
So my hands don't work. I have a physical disability called arthrogryposis, which means basically hooked joint. I have extra bones in my joints, and they don't bend in the way that they're supposed to. I also have very little muscle strength. So I just use my mouth for anything and everything.
Now, you said, well, you're also a singer and a percussionist. Was there any other instruments that you happen to play, or is that it?
I used to have a bassoon that you now have.
Yes, which we're still working on. We're still working on it.
I have a saxophone, I have a trombone, and my brother has my trumpet right now.
And
I've dabbled in them all.
And since these are instruments that require fingers, what is the solution to use those instruments since the hands are not functional?
Well, the saxophone didn't work.
Right.
Neither did the bassoon. I just haven't gotten rid of the saxophone.
I can't even play the bassoon. It's a hard instrument.
It's a pain.
It's
a pain.
Pretty tough.
The trombone, I figured out I can hook on my toe and lean forward and backward, but I'm not very good at it, so I didn't bring it today.
That's problem solving.
Yeah, and the trumpet, my brother actually did the fingerings for.
Oh,
But
cool.
We stopped after a while because I got tired.
So there's always somebody willing and ready to help you out. Now, earlier what we showed you, now not only is Peyton a musician, she's also an artist. And Peyton, would you like to take this opportunity to kind of tell the audience a little bit about this recent art project you were a part of? I'm really excited for you to tell the audience this, and I'm excited for Jake when he gets a chance. If we can have some of these images, maybe right now or earlier, I want the audience to see what Peyton did. It's just beautiful. But why don't you go ahead and tell the story? We'll start from the beginning, not when you were a baby, but just go on. I want to hear this whole story. Here we go.
So I'm going to start clear back to high school. When I was in high school, I took an art class my freshman year because I wasn't really sure what other electives I wanted to take. And I was like, well, we'll start with art because I did art in middle school. And come to find out, actual textile paint is a royal pain. And my art teacher suggested that I switch to digital art. So that's what I did. And since then, I've been doing all kinds of digital art. I do like watercolor paintings and I do hyperrealism paintings. And my hyperrealism paintings actually led us to quite an experience this last weekend where I made paintings for the Blue Angels. And we gave them their paintings in person, and it was so cool.
Who are the Blue Angels, for the audience who may not know?
The Blue Angels are a group of Navy demonstration pilots. They're the ones that go on the air show circuits, and they do all these crazy stunts and cool things. I can send some videos if you
Yes,
want.
actually, we may include some footage of Blue Angels flying around in this episode just so you can kind of see what they do.
Jake got some great shots this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you were there, weren't you, Mr. Tranter? You're out there somewhere.
The GoPro on my head, and it was a lot of fun.
Dude, that is so cool.
It was super cool.
That is so cool. And where was that again? It
This
was
is in Portland.
Portland.
So the actual show is in McMinnville, but we met them up at PDX because it was a remote show. And yeah, it was quite a hefty project. Each painting combined, the entire project was about 90 hours worth of art with no hands.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have jaw problems.
I can only imagine.
My dentist, when they took x-rays on my jaw a couple years ago, you could see a difference between one side of my mouth and the other.
Wow.
It's a little crazy.
Well, I mean, you're trying to compensate for something that a lot of people take for granted. And
Yeah.
the thing is, and I was saying this to Peyton offset, but she was saying like, and I don't even use my arms. I'm like, dude, I know plenty of people that have all 10 fingers and wouldn't matter if you had 3 arms or 4 arms. It was still beautiful artwork. And the fact that you're overcoming this disability to still create beautiful art, it's kind of why you're on the show, Peyton. I find it to be motivating that somebody who's dealing with a medical issue is still an artist and still producing content. I hope that people who are watching this, if you have a disability, maybe like a physical disability or a mental disorder or whatever's going on, that you can still make art and you can still be really good at it. So Peyton, it's really brave of you. Was that something you'd always wanted to do, is to meet those guys?
Yes, but I didn't really think it was actually ever going to happen.
Yeah.
This kind of got just insanely big, insanely quickly. I had posted originally in a Facebook group, and I asked if they had a booth at the shows because I was like, I don't want to fly to Pensacola to drop off this artwork. That seems illogical at best and insane at worst.
Sure.
And some people in the Facebook group that I had posted and had seen it and called them. And a couple weeks later, I got a message through Facebook from somebody saying, "Hi, we want to set this up." And I was like, oh my.
Wow.
And it was terrifying.
What did that feel like to receive that phone call?
It was a little scary. I was very intimidated by this whole thing. I did not sleep through the night from, like, all the way through the night from when I got that phone call until Saturday night of last weekend. And that was about a 6-week stretch of time.
Yeah, when did you get the call? You said 6 weeks?
It was early August. It was early August that we got in contact with them. And sorry, my glasses are falling off.
Oh, you're fine.
It was early August that we got in contact with them. And for that whole stretch of 6 weeks, we were like getting everything planned and getting it figured out. And we actually got to sit in their friends and family section for the actual show. So we got to be right on center line, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And we had a private meet and greet with them on Friday.
And those photos will also be made available if you've not already seen them. We'll make sure everybody gets to see what Peyton did. Now, that you said it was overwhelming, the experience of being there. Now, this might sound kind of like a personal question, but were the pilots nice? Were they kind of straight-faced? Were they like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am? I'm just curious what Blue Angel pilots are like. What kind of people are they?
Some of the nicest people I've ever met, like ever in my life. Just super sweet group of people, and you can tell that they love what they do. And I was terrified at first, like absolutely terrified, like shaking. And then it was just, everybody was so nice. It was like that fear melted away.
Right.
And it was just I can't even find the words to explain without crying on camera right now.
What were you afraid of? I'm curious.
I don't know.
It was just like the fear of, I'm going to meet these people, and like, I'll never meet these people. I'll never meet the Blue Angels for any reason.
Exactly.
Even if I wrote them a drum, like, I wrote you a drum cadence for your planes. They're like, great, go away.
Yeah, no, that's what I was scared of. I was so terrified of like these people thinking that I'm insane. And then that's not at all what happened. And it was just, it was so nice. It was just the coolest thing.
You know, I've heard too many stories about people who don't think that they're worthy end up in places where they never expected to be. But it's not like they doubt their own abilities. It's a form of humility that I actually enjoy. Where someone's like, man, I know I'm good, but I just don't think these guys are going to accept me.
Exactly.
And then finding out that you're wrong is so overwhelming. It's kind of incredible, right?
Exactly. And it's like all of a sudden you're standing in front of them and you're like, okay, I have no other place to hide. I guess I have to just go. And it was great.
I have been through that on more than one occasion where it's like the only direction I can go is forward, even if I don't want to. In fact, not to sidestep from the issue, but a lot of horror games, what a lot of horror games try to do to create the suspense is, I don't want to go forward, but I have to, which is why some games actually came up with the idea of being completely stationary and not being able to move at all. Completely creating a new level of terror is I can't move, which is, I'm sure you might have felt that at least once.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're just like frozen, like I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But you made it, you made it.
You gotta do what you gotta do. That's what I always say.
You would do that again, wouldn't you?
Oh, I would do it again in a heartbeat. You don't even have to ask me twice.
You got so much experience just from that one moment. Man, it's truly incredible. I actually kind of want to dive back a little bit to marching band, and I'm curious.
Yeah,
I didn't ask enough about this, and I apologize.
No.
I'd like to know what your marching band experience was like. What instrument did you play? Were you marching on the field? Were you in the pit? Where did you end up in the marching band?
So I was in the front ensemble, which is pit, and I did, oh goodness, this was so many years ago. I did woodblock and cymbal and triangle.
Nice.
All in one show. I switched back and forth between them quite a lot, actually. It was, I think, a 10-minute show. And I was back and forth through all those. And I actually didn't use my wheelchair for that. So it was a little bit risky, but it was fine. We were fine. We all survived.
What was your elementary music experience like?
I went to a school called Cobb School, which is, I believe, no longer in existence anymore.
Ouch.
But they were a great school. They taught us music all the way up through, I want to say it was K4 all the way up through 8th grade. And so every year I had a music class, and we'd always do like pianos, and during recesses on occasion towards the later years, I would take singing lessons. And so that kind of kick-started my whole music thing, and I wasn't gonna go into choir. And then I decided that I wanted to, and then I wasn't going to go into band, and then I decided I needed to. And here we are.
Are you still taking lessons? Are you teaching?
No, I'm not taking lessons anymore or teaching. I've really been just kind of doing my own thing. I try my hand at composing from time to time,
Yes.
but I'm notoriously terrible at that.
Actually,
So-
speaking of which, I'm glad you brought this up. We're almost out of time, not quite, but I'm curious, what are your current projects? What are you working on now? Do you have anything coming up? And when you say do your own thing, what does that mean?
Right now, I don't have anything specific. I'm kind of taking a break because the last 90 hours of things happening to my jaw have really just kind of made it painful to do much.
You mean you made a sacrifice just for our program?
Yeah.
Wow. That's love and adoration right there, folks.
But yeah, I don't have anything on the books right now. I'm just always learning more music. I've been learning it on my tablet. And so I have some songs coming up that I've been working on, but I'm just not done with them. And
Now, I know you got your jaw stuff, but is there any chance to get you back in downtown playing more stuff? Or is that kind of a thing in the past now?
Well, now it's winter.
Right, I forgot.
Yeah.
It's cold now.
But definitely in the spring, I'm hoping to release a new set. My old set's been used so many times downtown that I'm pretty sure everybody who's anywhere near that corner is tired of hearing it. So
You never know.
hoping to learn
Or
some
maybe
new
they're
ones.
missing it. Maybe they wonder where it went.
Maybe. I don't know. There
mean,
were
it's-
lots of Facebook posts when I was first doing it about who's playing on the corner.
Now, the weather is still promising, at least in the afternoon right now. The rain hasn't hit us super hard yet. So if you got out there and you let us know, we'll come watch you. Absolutely.
Okay.
And we'll invite as many people as we can because we need more street performers, especially street performers that are actually good at what they do. Peyton, is there anything else for the audience you'd like them to know about you? Do you have maybe like social media where people can go see your art or your music or anything like that? Anything you want to plug in, as they say?
I have a YouTube channel. Right now, it's just my name, Peyton Burnett, but we are going through a brand change. We're going to be Life on Wheels shortly.
Cool.
And there will be some travel videos because I do travel a lot. There will eventually be videos from the air show this past weekend as soon as I have a chance to rest and survive.
Right.
And then
We'll put Mr. Trando to work. We'll get all that on the show. Promise.
absolutely. And then other than that, it's just kind of a story of my life. And
Yeah.
there's some videos up there right now that are informational about my disability and just other things that I do. But otherwise, keep your head up, and even if it seems like you can't, you can.
And it's funny, I'm sitting here right now trying to remember how we met, and I'm pretty sure it was the Star Trek show.
It was
That's right, because I saw you backstage and I was like, oh, cool. And I was like meeting a bunch of new people because I was actually kind of new to the area. And I met Jake and I met, oh man, I'm forgetting everybody's name all of a sudden. How embarrassing. But no, I saw you backstage and we ended up talking a little bit and got into music and just found out that you were an artist, and I was really just motivated by that. So Peyton, thank you so much for coming on the program. We hope to have you back again soon. And can't wait to see what you do next.
I'm
Honestly.
excited. I'm excited for life.
No, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Well, that seems to be all the time we have left for today. Tune in next week for another great episode of the WITZ, the WITZ, brought to you by the Douglas County Music Association and so many other great sponsors. Again, if you're willing to donate now, you can send a check to 1622 Northeast Vine Street at Roseburg, Oregon 97470, or you can go to our Venmo at OregonDCMA. We can't wait to hear from you. That's all the time we have. Until next time, bye everyone.